Joining us on this broadcast will be retired senior scientist, aerospace and joint director of the DRDO, Group Captain V.N. Jha. Group Captain, a very warm welcome to you on News9, and it is a rather special day that we are speaking of. 100th ISRO mission having been successful, that too, in their launch. Firstly, just take us through the significance of this very mission for ISRO itself being the 100th one.
Well, 100 in any sphere is an achievement, and especially in the high-tech spheres. So obviously, it calls for a lot of applause for the ISRO. Their scientists have been absolutely dedicated. And when you launch 100 satellites from or 100 launch vehicles from any particular launching station, it speaks volume for it. And that is the reason the type of pressure that is on one particular launching site, launching pad, that is now being relieved. There is a second one almost being completed. Third one's, preparations are already on. Government sanction has already been given. So I compliment Government of India also to stand with ISRO for all its future expansion and expansion in the capabilities. As far as the particular launch of today is concerned, it was long scheduled because the previous uh, NVS was sent in 2023. I think it was May. Uh, and this particular IRNNS, what earlier it used to be called, is now being called as a Navic system, NVS. This satellite will be replacing one of the old IRNSS-1E that is already in the geostationary space. So compliments to ISRO for having injected the satellite into the GTO, but however, they have not yet revealed what exactly is the perigee and apogee of the satellite injection. We are awaiting it from ISRO, but as a scientist, I can assume that since it was injected at about 300 plus kilometer with a velocity of 9.5 kilometer per second, that means it is highly elliptical orbit, and it should be going somewhere around 35,000 kilometers plus in the apogee. And of course, perigee will remain around 190 to 200 kilometers to make the slingshot better. Of course, a lot of operations have to happen in the coming days and weeks because this satellite has to be positioned at the geostationary spot where 1E is right now there. And that
Okay.
is, I believe, at about 111 degree east on the longitude. So that is where it will be there. Since it is at 111 degree east, your viewers may realize that India's extent geography is about 97.5 or 97.3 east. That is the last limit. So since this particular satellite is being positioned at 111 degree plus, so it will have, look at the expanded eastern side of India. That is why they have apparently mentioned that it should be providing the navigational aids up to about 1500 kilometers beyond the Indian borders. So that is what this satellite is there. Of course, this is the second generation satellite. It has got the atomic clock. It has got much vast of the functions that it was there. So it will be having much more functions. You have already elaborated what all functions it is going to have. But compliments to ISRO that this
Absolutely.
particular launch has gone successfully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Group Captain, I would want to ask you here another technical question. That is the expected accuracy of this very positioning services provided by the NAVIC, as well as the improvements that this particular NVS-02 brings to the Indian navigation system at this point.
Well, IRNSS is the previous one. The IRNSS, this is the version 2, we can call it, or generation 2.
Right.
Generation 1 is pretty old. That was of the late 1990s design or early 2000s design, which was placed in the orbit in the 1910s thereafter. some in 2013, some in 2014, 15, 16. There are 8 satellites which were put earlier there of the IRNSS system. Now, all those satellites now will be replaced by the new generation, second generation NVS. NVS-1 was already launched in 2023, May, I think it was there. And NVS-2 has been launched today. And in the coming months and years, you will see more satellites of 3, 4, 5, NVS 3, 4, 5, that will complete the entire Navic system that should provide the entire all functions plus some added value. You know,
Right.
in the design development, what we usually do when we send the next generation, it always have a value addition onto the previous one. Previous technology was much older. Now today's technology incorporates MEMS, incorporates nano. Of course, in this satellite, nano will not be there, but the EMS version of the technology is already there. So in a small satellite, I think it is weighing about 2,200 plus kg,
Right.
out of which more is of the fuel that is there in the satellite, so that it can remain in the orbit for about 10 to 15 years or maybe even 20 years. So that much of time it will be spending there. So it will be for long, meet the needs of Indian navigation system, plus some added functions as you have mentioned. So that is where it is going to be there. Its precise injection will be at about 111.75 degree east. That is there. And as far as the latitude is concerned, it will be somewhere around 20-degree latitude or so, maybe 23-degree, somewhere around it will be positioned. So that is the plan how this particular satellite would be finally positioned at one place. Right now it is in the GTO. This is the transfer orbit. This is not yet the orbit where it is supposed to be there. It is a highly elliptical orbit. It will be in coming days made circular by apogee motor burns. Several burns will have to be given. That is how it will become the circular, and then it will be revolving with the Earth, totally fixed to the Indian overview that it is there. So once in a day, it will rotate along with the Earth. 24 hours or so it takes for the Earth to rotate in comparison to the Sun. But actual rotation is 23 hours, 56 seconds or so, 56 minutes or so. So that is the type of the rotation, angular rotation that this particular satellite will have. So it will remain in position at that place and supplement all those functions of previous generation as well as the new
Group Captain,
generation.
I'm extremely sorry. We've completely run out of time, and I want to end this conversation, unfortunately, on a rather brief note. Another small response I want from you on the matter that the importance of this particular mission in the upcoming missions or the future missions that ISRO wants to take up. At this given point, we are learning that they want to collaborate with NASA on the NISAR project as well, and the role of the new chairman V. Narayanan, and this achievement has been, it's a milestone that we've achieved under his leadership today.
Well, Shreya, look, as far as the leadership is concerned, you take from the previous one, Mr. Satish Dhawan.
Continue with the legacy.
Legacy.
Absolutely.
You are Kasturi Rangan, Madhavan, Radhakrishnan, Kiran Kumar, Shivan, Somnath, and now Narayan.
Very
they
true.
all carry forward the continuity in the programs that is there. The satellite which has been launched today, its preparation would have started about 4 weeks back. So when Mr. Somnath was there as a chairman, this process would have started there itself. So it's a continuity of the entire thing, and all projects that are there with ISRO will be continuing as it is there. Maybe some increased impetus will be there in some area where there are bottlenecks. So that is how they handle their projects in that.
Absolutely.
And last thing that you have asked, its importance. Look, this is a navigation satellite, but not with the GPS. GPS information can be divulged to all nations. This is a slight bit of confidential navigation when our aircraft, when our important ships of the Navy or other things want to venture out. You don't want to share this detail with with the global positioning system where US and many other nations will know your position. So this is a bit secretive, you can call it secretive.
It's confidential. We understand. Yes, yes.
So that
Group
is the
Captain,
mission.
I'm extremely sorry. I'll have to cut you short there, but we'll definitely have another conversation on this remarkable achievement by ISRO. Thank you so much for joining us.